The persona pattern. Hello everyone, welcome back to Prompt Engineering course. In this lecture we will understand about persona pattern. In many cases, users would like large language model output to always take a certain point of view or perspective. For example, it may be useful to conduct a code review as if the large language model was a security expert. The intent of this pattern is to give the large language model a persona that helps it select what types of output to generate and what details to focus on. The users may not know what types of outputs or details are important for a large language model to focus on to achieve a given task. The persona pattern enables the users to express what they need help with or without knowing the exact details of the outputs they need. Fundamental contextual statements act as personas, provide outputs that personas would create. The first statement conveys the idea that the large language model needs to act as a specific persona and provide outputs that such a persona would. This persona can be expressed in a number of ways, ranging from a job description, title, fictional character, historical figure, etc. The persona should elicit a set of attributes associated with a well-known job title, type of person, etc. The secondary idea provide outputs that personas would create offers opportunities for customization. For example, a teacher might provide a large variety of different output types, ranging from assignments to reading lists to lectures. If a more specific scope to the type of output is known, the user can provide it in this statement. A sample implementation for code review is shown below. From now on, act as a security reviewer. Pay close attention to the security details of any code that we look at. Provide outputs that a security reviewer would provide regarding the code. In this example, the large language model is instructed to provide outputs that a security reviewer would provide. The prompt further sets the stage that code is going to be evaluated. Finally, the user refines the persona by scoping the persona further to outputs regarding the code. Personas can also represent inanimate or non-human entities, such as a Linux terminal, a database, or an animal's perspective. When using this pattern to represent these entities, it can be useful to also specify how you want the inputs delivered to the entity, such as assume my input is what the owner is saying to the dog, and your output is the sounds the dog is making. An example prompt for a non-human entity that uses a pretend-to-be wording is shown below. You are going to pretend to be a Linux terminal for a computer that has been compromised by an attacker. When I type in a command, you are going to output the corresponding text that the Linux terminal would produce. This prompt is designed to simulate a computer that has been compromised by an attacker and is being controlled through a Linux terminal. The prompt specifies that the user will input commands into the terminal, and in response, the simulated terminal will output the corresponding text that would be produced by a real Linux terminal. This prompt is more prescriptive in the persona, and asks the large language model to not only be a Linux terminal, but to further act as a computer that has been compromised by an attacker. The persona causes ChatGPT to generate outputs to commands that have files and contents indicative of a computer that was hacked. The example illustrates how a large language model can bring its situational awareness to a persona, in this case, creating evidence of a cyber attack in the outputs it generates. This type of persona can be very effective for combining with the gameplay pattern, where you want the exact details of the output characteristics to be hidden from the user. An interesting aspect of taking non-human personas is that the large language model may make interesting assumptions or hallucinations regarding the context. A widely circulated example on the internet asks ChatGPT to act as a Linux terminal and produce the expected output that you would get if the user typed the same text into a terminal. Commands, such as lsl, will generate a file listing for an imaginary Unix file system, complete with files that can have catafile1 text run on them. In other examples, the large language model may prompt the user for more context, such as when ChatGPT is asked to act as a MySQL database and prompts for the structure of a table that the user is pretending to query. ChatGPT can then generate synthetic rows, such as generating imaginary rows for a people table with columns for name and job. We encourage you to subscribe our channel and become a part of our community. By subscribing, you will never miss our latest videos, updates, and exclusive content. It's a free and simple process that makes a significant difference to us. Thanks for watching this video, and see you in next video.